Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Myra from Low Carb Love. Now I've lost over 100 pounds, so today I'm here at Walmart and I want to show you what I would buy if I was starting my weight loss journey and didn't know where to start. So come on, let's go. All right, so we're in Walmart and I want to tell you something that's actually really interesting. And this works in every grocery store, whether you're at Walmart, whether you're at like Ralph's or at Food for Less or whatever. Most of the foods that you're gonna find that are like for back to basics, that are gonna keep you on track, that are gonna be low carb, are going to be on the perimeter of the store. Like trying to avoid the aisles are going to save you time. They're gonna save you a lot of temptation, and you're not gonna get a lot of the processed foods that are usually that are in those aisles, okay? So always remember, stick to the perimeter of the store. It's gonna keep you more streamlined and you're going to get the foods that you actually need, okay? So I'm just gonna kind of start walking through. There's no specific order for this. So this one here, no sugar, uncured bacon. So bacon is, I feel like it's just a great tool to have. It's high in fat, it's high in protein. It is something that for me personally, it helps me stay on track. Like when I'm thinking back to basics, bacon is one of the foods that I'm having. I'm having eggs, bacon, avocado, maybe a piece of queso fresco, and calling it a day. It is a breakfast that's gonna keep me super full. It's gonna keep me from snacking, and it's actually nourishing my body. So always remember, bacon is just an example. You can use sausage, you can have chorizo, you can have steak and eggs. I just think that bacon is a good tool because it is high in fat and it also has protein. So very, very low carb, high fat. Always think it's gonna keep you full for longer, okay? So let's just kind of walk through the store and you're just gonna see, I'm gonna show you everything that they have along the perimeter. Okay, so we're stopping here in the sausage section because again, still protein. I buy these usually like at Costco because they have bigger packages, but this one here is like a Cajun style. They have the apple chicken. So these are all great for like breakfast. I like to cut them up and then I just serve them kind of crispy, you know, like where they get nice and golden brown, and then serve them up same. Eggs with a little bit of avocado, some queso fresco. I have a great breakfast that literally takes me like 5 minutes to make because I shove that in the air fryer and then I have it, you know, nice and crisp. 2-3 eggs on the side, depending. I always think, what am I gonna have for lunch or what am I gonna have for dinner? And based on that, then that's how I gauge how much I eat. So if I knew I'm having breakfast and I'm eating this for breakfast and I don't know when I'm gonna have dinner, then I know there's gonna be a big span in between. I'm gonna have 1 to 2 of those sausages and I'm gonna have 3 to maybe even 4 eggs because that amount of food is gonna keep me full until 6 p.m. So that's kind of how I use, that's like my mentality. So if you're starting off, I would just say gauge your food. Like maybe if you're used to eating 2 eggs, start with that. And then just kind of see, oh, you know what? It only kept me full until 1 p.m. or it only kept me full until 3. Then you'll know, oh, next time add 1 more sausage or add 1 more egg. And that is kind of how I've learned how to feed and like fuel my body when I'm eating earlier in the day. But sausages are great. That's just one brand. They have so many brands. Pick and choose what flavor is calling your name, but always read the labels because sometimes there's a lot of hidden sugar in sausages, especially when they have like mango and stuff like that. So now we're moving on to the beef. This right here is like the core, guys. This right here is what I pretty much eat on a daily basis. My 14-year-old daughter that just recently lost 40 pounds doing exactly what I'm telling you today is exactly what she did. And I feel like when you see a child do it, she's obviously a teenager, I feel like it just shows us how when you stick to the rules and you don't like, you know, you're not cheating, you're like really, really staying consistent, you will see the results. And she is the perfect example. She lost 40 pounds in like 8 months, you know, and she eats grass-fed ground beef every day. And by the way, if you want an actual meal plan, I put one together. It's in the description below. It literally, like, I hold your hand through it. I tell you exactly what to eat, what not to eat. If you want to intermittent fast, if you are like craving something sweet, what to eat. So if you know someone or you yourself are trying to start, I have a weight loss guide that I put together for you, okay? So that is in the description below. So the grass-fed beef, super important. But guys, if grass-fed beef is not in, you know, it's not in your budget, this right here is going to work just as well. Look at this. You get 5 pounds of beef for $19. This will last for like over a week. You know what I mean? And you can make so many different things with beef. I feel like beef is just one of those things that it's budget friendly, ground beef at least. It's budget friendly, it's super filling, it's super nourishing, and it actually tastes delicious. So if you are just getting started, this right here is going to be your best friend. Ground beef is that you can make burgers, you can make mixing it in with like maybe some peppers and onions. You can make picadillo. You can there are so many different meals you can make with this, and it works. So let's go this way actually, because I wanted to show you the salmon. We all know that it's best to have like a wild caught salmon. This is probably farm raised, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, if you just find your favorite salmon, whatever it is, whatever's within your budget. Salmon is also a good option because it is high in fat. I know a lot of us grew up being afraid of fat, but guys, our body actually needs healthy fats. Salmon is one of those meats that has those healthy fats. And what that means in my head, when I think like fats, I just know that I'm gonna be full for a longer period of time. When you are nice and full and your body feels full and satiated, you're not gonna crave chips, you're not gonna crave junk food. So always remember that. If you are craving junk, that means that you are not properly nourishing your body, and your body is still craving something. So feel your body and you watch and see that those cravings start to diminish. They will go away. The lower your carbs, the less cravings you're going to have, okay? Remember that. That is so important because I feel like so many of us deal with cravings, and cravings have to do with what you're eating. So when you're eating proteins and you're eating healthy fats and your carbs are super low, that means your glucose is low, your insulin is low, and that also means that you're gonna have low cravings, okay? Me personally, when I stick to this way of eating 100%, my cravings are completely gone. Just something to keep in mind. Okay, so now we have our turkey, we have our chicken. Guys, when it comes to turkey, chicken, that is all a go. Yes, all the chicken, all the turkey, pork, you have your shrimp, your scallops, anything that is a protein is a yes, okay? Then you wanna always pair that with healthy fats, and then your veggies, which you already know, your veggies are carbs. Yes, they're carbs, but they are complex carbs. So it's very different than your processed junk, you know what I mean? So anyway, but I just wanted to show you because sometimes I feel like people are like, wait, only beef? No, salmon, chicken, turkey, all proteins are a go. Okay, so moving on to the cheese, dairy. I personally love me some queso fresco, which I will show you which one I like. I feel like feta is a great cheese because a little goes a long way. You can add it to think of a cucumber salad, maybe on tomatoes, things like that. You can add it into an omelet. Also Parmesan cheese. These are very strong cheeses, but I love them because they add a lot of flavor. So you could still have cheese, whether, when you are on a weight loss journey, it's just a matter of how much you're adding. You don't want to eat a pound of cheese just because it's low carb. Some people are really good with dairy, really good with cheese, others are not. Sometimes if you are doing everything perfect and you're like, why am I not losing weight? Sometimes just eliminating your cheese and your dairy, boom, you'll start losing weight immediately. So I feel like cheese is one of those things where you really just want to see how your body reacts to it. And if it does, then good, eat it. If not, then just avoid it until you get to your place where you feel, you're like, I reached my goal weight, and then you can kind of go from there. So queso fresco, this guy right here, I absolutely love it. I just do a little, just a little piece of it, and I love to have it with my breakfast. I do a little bit of salsa and then some queso fresco, some avocado, and then my, whether it's bacon or, chorizo and eggs or whatever, I feel like it just brings it all together. So that is the cheese that I personally like, but pretty much all cheeses are a go. You just want to see how your body reacts to them. And now we're here in the egg section. I feel like eggs are super, super important. They are so important to me because one, I love eggs. And sometimes even when I get to the end of the day and I'm like, I don't know what to eat, I just feel like, I didn't get enough protein, or I don't want to make a full meal, I will literally make myself 3 eggs and call it a day. That'll be my dinner. If organic eggs are in your budget, do it. I feel like because you're not going to be buying a lot of other products that we typically eat, then, you know, you can possibly opt for like a higher quality egg. But guys, if not, you could literally get any eggs, like the eggs that you usually buy, you can continue to use them. And as you go through your journey, then you make the decision when you want to possibly try like a pasture raised egg. I've been doing this for so long. I usually try to opt for like a higher quality egg, but any egg is going to work. Okay. So don't let people tell you like, oh, it has to be organic. It has to be pasture raised. It has to be this. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. When I first started, I used to go to the 99-cent store and literally buy the foods that they had there when the 99-cent store isn't 99-cent store anymore. But I'm just saying, like, I used to buy things for $1 and it worked. Okay. So don't let people tell you that. You do whatever fits in your budget. Okay. Now moving on to more healthy fats. Okay. So we have the butter. Guys, yes, we all know Kerrygold is super popular. If you can afford it, get it. If not, I honestly think any regular butter is going to work. Guys, there is a lot of grass-fed butter, okay? There are other grass-fed butters that Kerrygold just became really popular because I feel like it was one of the first. I sometimes just do organic butter. Sometimes I do just kind of like a natural butter. You know what I mean? The reason why people prefer the grass-fed butter though is because the cattle is actually it is raised off of grass. Like it just kind of grazes all day long, eats grass versus being fed soy and corn and what else is it fed? Grains, you know? So that's the reason why. But the reality is that even just a regular butter is gonna do the trick. I'm telling you, okay? If that's within your budget, do it. If you have access to an organic grass-fed butter, buy that. If not, a regular butter is gonna work. So yogurt and cottage cheese. Okay, why do I love cottage cheese? I love cottage cheese because it is so high in protein. So this has 14 grams of protein for only half cup. Only a half cup. It is low calorie. It is super low carb, super nourishing. It helps keep you nice and full. So you guys already know cottage cheese has been going crazy. You can make so many different recipes with it. There are so many options, guys. A lot of brands become popular, but get whatever you can get, okay? And then moving on really quickly to the yogurt. So I personally like to do like the Oikos, anything that's like really high in protein. This is usually the one I get, but in the little cups. The one that I buy has like 15 grams of protein. This is just a bigger serving size, but it doesn't have any sugar. It doesn't have any artificial sweetener. I think it's sweetened with stevia. So I like this guy here. It's what I make my parfaits with. So I use that one. And then I also use this one here from Valle. So these are pretty much like the two yogurts that I use. I make them. I just put like berries. I do like a low carb granola, make myself like a delicious parfait. I feel like those are like the snacks or like the treat that I have when I am going back to basics. When I am first starting a weight loss journey, this is what I would be having as a treat. Versus, you know, there are low carb like chocolates and stuff like that, but this is actually high in protein. It's nourishing. Like it's still gonna hit the spot when you're craving something sweet. Okay, so just keep that in mind. You can still do something nourishing and still like kind of take care of that little sweet craving. Finishing it off with milks and cream. I feel like a lot of us love coffee, right? We are like coffee lovers. We have the half and half. These just so happen to be right here that are organic. So we have like the half and half and the heavy cream. The heavy cream is going to be obviously a lot heavier because it's heavy whipping cream. And then half and half is just heavy cream mixed with milk. They are still very, very low carb, but they're very clean. Versus doing something like a coffee creamer. A coffee creamer is gonna have a lot of additives into it. Guys, trust me, I love coffee creamer, okay? I do, but those two are going to be your best bet. If you could do that with some cinnamon and a little bit of stevia, that's gonna be like your best choice. If you're like, Myra, please give me like a coffee creamer option, I would probably go with something like this, something like a Nut Pods. I really like their stuff. Some of them, like you can find them like at Sprouts. They have sweetener in them, so it's already fully sweetened. Which one is it? I think it's like their cookie flavor or something. That one's really, really good, and it doesn't have that aftertaste. You know that aftertaste that I'm talking about? It doesn't have that. So I like that. I'm trying to see if there's like anything else here that is like zero sugar that doesn't like here's the problem. Look at like this one here. you think like, oh my God, a great option, right? Caramel macchiato, zero, it has zero sugar and everything would be okay, but it's made with soybean oil. And I don't know why, because their dairy-free creamers are actually made with coconut oil. So once they switch that over, because guys, a lot of companies are starting to be aware of like the ingredients that they're adding into, you know, into their coffee creamers and stuff, and people, they're realizing that people are becoming aware of it, so they're making those changes. Once those changes are made, guys, I'm going to be the first one to tell you, but for now I would stick to a half and half. I would stick to a heavy cream. It's going to make your coffee nice and creamy, and you're not going to be adding all of those ingredients that at the end of the day are going to hurt, you know, they're just not great for our gut. That's all. Those are pretty much like the basics. I'm talking about, guys, you know nothing. You do not know what to come shop for. These are the things that I would come and get if I was starting tomorrow. Okay, there are a few other things like your oils and maybe like some almonds and some pork rinds for like the crunchy component, and like, you know, just like little baby things like that. But what I showed you right now, these are like the very basic essentials. Okay, so I hope it was helpful. Let me know what you think. If you are someone that is starting out, remember, I have a meal plan. It is a weight loss guide that is going to kind of walk you step by step through the whole process. Trust me, I've done it. My daughter has done it. It works. You just have to be consistent and actually stick to it, okay? So don't forget, check out the description below, and please share this video, share my channel with friends, family that might be starting a weight loss journey, is maybe thinking about starting a weight loss journey, or even just making healthier choices. You know, they're trying to go from like eating processed foods to like a healthier way of eating. Things like this could be really, really helpful. But thank you so much for being here. I love you, and I'll see you on my next video. Mwah.